Allow me to reintroduce myself. Hi, and it's been a minute. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And I know it's been a minute, but on a real note, some little housekeeping things of like where I've been, what I've been doing. I started a job, a full-time job, and I work from home. I'm like in my home office space, and that means point blank, YouTube doesn't pay me, so I still have to work. And now me working full-time, it's just become more of a conflict with like scheduling. Sorry if the lighting keeps changing, it's cloudy outside. I'm just gonna jump into it. This is my 6-month update. It doesn't feel like 6 months. I feel like the first 6 months of the year just go by so fast. But yes, if you guys remember from my last video, I got my lock extensions on the 20th of January, right before my birthday, which is the 7th of February. And we are 6 months in, and I'm about to tell you the tea. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be honest and tell you guys from my experience. Just a disclaimer, this is my experience and my experience alone, and I'm just telling you guys more about my hair and how my journey has been thus far. So everyone's experience is going to be different, but this just happens to be my experience. And I know when I was researching lock extensions, there wasn't an abundance of content out there where I could look to and see like what it really was. So here I am contributing to the conversation. I was thinking about doing a 3-month update, but honestly 3 months just felt way too soon for me. I felt like every month that I had my locks was different. I was still learning. I had only washed my hair like one time in the 3 months, and I didn't feel confident enough to even have anything to say really. So now that I've had it for 6 months, I feel like I have more quality things to share, quality things to say, and a more accurate update on my hair and how I feel about my hair. These are more of my perceptions and my personal journey and how I've been doing with them. So let's just start with the good. The good is that it looks good. It looks good. After 6 months, it still looks very, very good, very consistent. I haven't had any problems with lint or any buildup or anything, so I'm really grateful for that. This is my hair after, this is my hair 3 days or 4 days after a braid out. I had it braided up for about 2 weeks before I let it down, and this is by far my favorite look. I've tried to do rope twists with my hair, and it wasn't working. It was not for me. I didn't know how. It kept coming undone when I thought I was really doing something. It just didn't work out. So but I love this crimpy look. I get a lot of compliments, constantly getting compliments on my hair and how good it looks. Anyone who has gotten lock extensions will tell you one of the reasons why they got the extensions was for the length, and that was one of my main reasons as well. And that is another bonus, is that the length, like it's doing its job. I mean, when I first had these lock extensions, I couldn't wear a hat. All of my hats didn't fit, but now that my hair started to grow out, I can wear hats that fit me. Another good, in my opinion, is learning how to care for my hair. Caring for locks is something I've never done before. This is still very new to me. It's not something that I'm very knowledgeable on. So me learning how to care for my own hair, what products I like, what I like to use in my hair, and finding my own regimen is something I personally enjoy. It's kind of a little bit of stigma on having your journey done this way because it's categorized as cheating. But I thoroughly enjoy still learning how to deal with my natural hair, as well as seeing how the lock extensions act and how to care for them, because of course it's to be cared for. If I just neglected my lock extensions and tended to my natural hair, it would be counterproductive and it wouldn't make sense to even get the extensions or have the extensions. The extensions is for length and longevity, in my opinion. Another good is that I get to try new products that I've never tried before, being able to try this and try that, and just finding what works for me, finding what I like, all the new smells, you know. I've enjoyed it a lot. I'm going to really love the process, and to me that's a plus. It's just making me love myself more because I'm putting that care back into me. Before, when I would do my hair, at the end of the day it just felt like I did it for nothing, because eventually the hair would come out, eventually the hair would come off, and it would be a whole new process again. And that's a lot of what I didn't like about doing my hair all the time, is the process, how long it took, the washing the hair, the trying to care for the hair, my natural hair, while it's in these different protective styles, which I didn't find to be protecting, not sure, but that's just my opinion. Everybody's different, but in my opinion, my hair was never truly protected, no matter what style it was in, ever. Whenever I wash my hair and do my hair, it feels good. I don't know, is that strange to say? It feels good to know that all my hard work is going to eventually pay off. Like, all of this labor is not for nothing. It's to keep my hair healthy. I can see the growth in my hair, and it just feels better, in my opinion, when I do my hair. I don't feel as salty or annoyed that I'm even doing my hair to begin with. And I don't dread having to do my hair the same way I used to dread having to do my hair or take out my hair. There is no taking out, it's just washing and twisting and styling if I feel like it. And oftentimes I choose to style because it just switches up my hair a little bit. I do a lot with my hair. It's a lot of fun. It's the truth. Like, I have a lot of fun with my hair. Honestly, personally, to me, I have saved a lot of money. To re-up on like shampoo and styling gel, because that's really all I re-up on, and oil. I would say shampoo, locking gel, and oil are the only 3 products I constantly re-up on. And honestly, I want to say that bill is about, I'm going to be generous and round it up to 50, because you know I got to pick up my lip gloss and get my lashes on there too. So it's about a $50 bill to maintain my hair for a month. Like, I could get a couple washes out of my shampoo, a couple stylings out of my locking wax, and I don't wash often. I don't. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I wash once a month. Look at me sideways if you want to, but I wash once a month because I find the more I leave my hair alone, the more it flourishes, and I've seen significant growth just not doing too much. Like, of course I style my hair and play with it, but I don't manipulate it where I'm retwisting it constantly, or I'm washing it constantly, or I'm styling it or I do style it. Like, if I put it up in one, but I mean like putting strain on it where it's in braids, where it's in tight braids for a long time. I personally like to put my hair in braids after I've locked it and after I've washed it, because the lock stays better and closer to my scalp when I do that. If I don't, they tend to come just a little bit looser and they don't look as neat to me, in my opinion. But now that I started braiding it, like the lock stays, if that makes any sense. Now we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty, and I'm about to spill the tea. Even though all of those things are great and I love them, there is some bad. There are some cons, right? Like, this is to my hair specifically. This may not happen with you, and I'm not saying that it does, but with my journey, I've experienced migrating, I've experienced some thinning, I've experienced pain, and I'm being honest, like, it wasn't all pretty. Some days I felt like cutting it off because like my hair was just so itchy. I've experienced some irritation, like, and that's the truth. There has been some days, especially in the beginning. That's why I didn't want to do a 3-month update, because I was experiencing all of these things, and I was just like, it's just so inconsistent that I couldn't come on camera and say this has been my experience, because I hadn't reached a point where I felt that things were smooth sailing, and there was just a point where I felt like I wanted to cut my hair off because it was like so itchy. And it's not because I wash my hair once a month Don't even try that. No. It's because I like to put my hair up a lot. I personally don't like to sleep with hair touching my back or my neck. I don't know if anyone else has that, but personally to me, I hate when hair, I did this when I had braids too. I just don't like when hair is touching my back. Ugh, it's one of my icks. I'm sorry, that's annoying, but it's true. I sleep with my hair up. It has to be up. So when my hair was up and it was touching my scalp, it was so itchy. So itchy, because truth be told, my hair didn't get that much softer. Like, it did get softer, I'm not gonna lie, from when I first did it, from when I first got it done before my first wash to now. It only got, I want to say, out of 100 from my first time to even today, I want to say it got 60% softer. But it's still very bushy. It irritates other people's skin, honestly. I don't personally get like redness on my back or anything, but it is itchy. It's like an itchy sweater. That's what it feels like. That's what my hair feels like, at least. That's the kind of consistency. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but to me, my hair has gotten significantly like shaggier. Like, from when I first had it done, it was very, very neat. It was very, very well done. But the more I had my hair, the more I played with it, it has gotten a lot shaggier, in my opinion. And that's what makes it a little more itchier, especially on my scalp. It's super itchy on my scalp. Most of it doesn't touch my scalp because of how my hair grew out, so I only really feel it on my back. Like, my hair is pretty much grown out, I would say, to here. My hair is a lot of different lengths, but majority of my hair is grown out to about like here, so I don't feel it on my scalp while my hair is down, but as soon as I put it up, it's so itchy. I also had to learn not to over twist my hair because it's gonna cause pain, and I had to learn that the hard way. Yes, I'm still new to this, so I was still learning, but don't over twist your hair. I put it in braids, don't braid it too tight. That's just some of what I had to experience as well. Like, on my nape area, I braided my hair extra tight. Why? You're asking me. Like, I would like to know why I did that to myself too. I did it way too tight. Learn from me. I also had to learn how to do extra maintenance, and what I mean by that is, like I told you guys recently, I experienced a lot of migration, and one of the sides, like this side of my hair, is just naturally thinner than this side of my hair. This side, it's thinner. I think I have a better video showing you guys too, like you could see it, but here just looks very fuller. And that's how my hair has always been. That's just how my hair has always been growing up. One side has always just been thinner. Like, I don't know why. I'm sure people have different inconsistencies within their hair. This just happens to be mine. So with that being said, when I got my hair done, first, it looked perfect. You guys saw in that video, in my very first video, and looking back at it, I knew I could have did better. It makes me cringe to look back at it. I did good, but I knew I could have did better. But when I got my hair done, it was perfect, consistent, beautiful. I loved it. But as soon as I got home and needed to maintain what I had gotten done, it was hard. It was hard only because I didn't know what I was doing and I had to learn. It was only hard, like I don't want to say it was hard, but it was a learning curve because I didn't know what I was doing. This was my first time dealing with locks ever, so there was different ways I had to adopt with maintaining my hair, because when my hair would grow out and I would retwist it and there was just so much migration, I was retwisting, but my lock, like, I'll give you guys an example. This lock right here is even still struggling because my hair is so short here, but I had to force it into this position. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I had to force it to be in this position to stay here because it used to live up here. I would just have like short hair going back like this far, and it looked like I had a bald spot, but that's what it looked like. It looked like I had a bald spot because my lock was just so far back. But what I did to remedy this is I interlocked my hair. Now, when I got my hair done, it was just all, I don't know what you would call it, palm rolls, retwist. It was just a regular twist. But what I had gotten done, what I started to do was interlock my hair to make sure it didn't move. I went the first, I want to say 3 months. Again, why I didn't do my 3-month why I didn't do my 3-month update, but I went the first 3 months just palm twisting, even though they wouldn't stay, and I was getting very frustrated, especially in the perimeter of my hair, like my nape area and the front. My palm rolls just wouldn't stay because it's the front of my hair. I do a lot with it. The back of my hair and the middle of my hair, they stay consistent. They're perfectly fine when I do my retwist, but the front of my hair is what struggles the most for me. And I personally had to learn how to remedy that myself. So what I started to do was to interlock my hair, which kept it in this position and kept it here just to make sure it doesn't migrate, because again, my hair was very short here, so I had to like force it to grow over here, and it's worked. I literally just fixed it. It worked, and I'm so glad that I took the leap. I was very nervous of interlocking because I was thinking that it would make my lock look different, that it would be inconsistent, that it would be smaller, but honestly, I just had to do it. This isn't the only one I did it on either. I've done it on a few of my nape areas and wherever I feel like I need to interlock my hair. I say that to say not to be afraid to just switch up your methods and do what you need to do to make sure you have hair growth and consistent hair growth and consistent locks, because that was a very big insecurity for me for a while. I felt like I couldn't put my hair in one because the hair on my edge area, it wasn't like edges, but they weren't long enough to stay in my lock into my retwist. So I'm glad I found a remedy. Also to say that my hair naturally, in my opinion, is very, it's not like I have a lot of hair, but my hair is very thin, like in my opinion. Like back in those days when I would get my hair done, people would say, oh wow, you have a lot of hair. But then once they start doing my hair, they're just like, they would also notice that my hair is very thin. Like it's an illusion. Also, my curl pattern isn't very like tight. I would say, I don't believe in the curl chart, but according to the hair chart, my hair would be in between a 4A and a 4B in my opinion. And there's a lot of debate of like what hair your actually is, and I'm not here to debate, but and I don't even really believe in the chart, but just to give you guys a reference to look at to really understand how my hair looked before. I kind of showed you guys how it looked before, but yeah, I didn't show you a whole lot of my natural hair in its natural state. And even in that video, my hair wasn't properly combed out or anything, child. Like it was a hot mess. But let's not dwell on the past now. So I'm losing daylight, but bear with me. I've also experienced some thinning, and what I mean by thinning is where my natural hair meets the lock extension. That point in between, it was very, very thin. Like it was, you know when a rope starts to thin and it's like thick on each end but very, very thin in the middle? That's how some of my hair feels, and it makes me anxious. I'm not afraid that it will come out yet, but it does feel like a real possibility with a few of my locks. So I'm just extra careful when I retwist my hair or braid my hair for locks like those, because I don't want to put any extra strain on those areas or pull at all at those areas, because I'm afraid it will come off. And I don't want it to come off, because who's driving to Brampton to get it reattached? Not I. All of the ugly is kind of referring to the same thing, the comparison of my natural hair to the lock extension. As my hair grows out more, right now I don't notice a significant size difference. I have seen videos and people who have, even in their 6 month, notice that significant size difference where their hair is a lot smaller than the lock extension. However, I don't, like when I first retwist my hair, like yes, it's noticeable, at least to me, but it's not significant where it's like, oh my god, your hair looks very uneven. Like to me, it doesn't look like that, doesn't seem like that. I've never gotten comments where people perceive it like that. So but I do notice it. Personally, to me, I do notice it, and I'm interested to see like a year from now what my hair will look like and if that will bother me. For now, it doesn't. For now, I don't care. For now, it's not noticeable, and my hair still looks pretty consistent. I already touched on these before when I was telling you guys my experience, and it's just that you're going to feel some pain. Like, at least in my experience, I didn't expect it to be like painless, but there was some discomfort, a little more than some. But like when I had to do interlocking, and I didn't do them tight because it's impossible to get my interlocking right up to my scalp because of the ratio, but there was some discomfort, especially if you retwist and some of the hair, like I would get most of my discomfort from like strands of hair just being pulled, and that's where a lot of my personal pain came from, where I was just uncomfortable and it was just annoying. It was never excruciating pain, but it was uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Like I've already said before, just the irritation, and not even necessarily only to me, but people around me would talk about how itchy my hair is. Because it's itchy. That causes a lot of irritation to me, and over itching my scalp, which also is never good, because then when you over itch your scalp, you can scratch your scalp, and that also leads to further irritation, and it's not fun. It's not a good time, and that's just the truth, honey. That is just the truth. And the last thing I'll touch on is time. Like, yes, it does take a lot of time. When it's wash day, it does take a lot of time, because most of my time is just waiting for my hair to dry and washing it thoroughly and retwisting it. Doing my hair takes time, and I don't mean like on an everyday basis, but when I get to my wash day, it can be sometimes a 2-day event. Like if I did it all in one day, I would be exhausted. So my routine, at least for now, is I will wash my hair thoroughly, dry my hair thoroughly, and then twist it and style it the next day. Because if I do it all at once, my hair just takes way too long to dry for me to do it all at once. Even if I was to start in the morning, I like my hair to be thoroughly dry, and I air dry my hair only. So that's just how I've done it. When I first started to retwist my hair, it took me a lot longer than it does now, but it still does take some time. I could watch maybe 2 movies in the time it takes me to nicely retwist my hair. I'm working on working that down, because retwisting my hair is a chore. I like the way it looks afterwards, but it's a chore. Like it's probably the most boring part of doing my hair. I like washing my hair. It's fun. I love a clean scalp, but the retwisting, it's tedious, because your retwists aren't going to be consistent. Your hair isn't going to be in those perfect parts, and sometimes you'll be twisting some hair from an untwisted twist into your twisted twist, if that makes any sense. Please do leave your questions down below, and I'll try my best to answer them to my best ability based on my personal experience. Don't forget to do the YouTube-y things, like, subscribe, all of that. And that's gonna be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully.